Today's class will learn about interfaces. What is interface? What is an interface?
Interfaces are similar to the abstract classes, but they do not have concrete methods. They only have abstract methods.
Okay. Anyone
And
again?
they can be implemented.
Yeah, good. Please write down. An interface is a specification of method prototype An interface is a specification of method prototype all the methods of the interface all the methods of the interfaces are abstract only. We cannot create an object to an interface. So we'll see how we can create interfaces. If some Pawni, you can call her.
I texted her.
Yeah, I saw
Does she live in US?
No, she's in US only.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah. Interfaces So I'd like to create a class here called interface here. Right click here on the project, go to new and create. There is an interface section here. Select interface. So here it is showing interface can be only public and default. Okay. Right?
Okay.
We can create interfaces by using only public and default modifiers. If you see, while creating the class, by classes can be access. These are these four are access modifiers. These are our non-access modifiers. So class we can create as a public class, default class, private class, protected class, whereas abstract class, final classes. Okay. But whereas in interface we can create as a we can create as a public default only. Now right click on the project, create new interface. So this is called as employee voltage. I'm going to create a package here, com.ch. So I'm going to create an interface called as public interface. So as Pawani said, an interface contains only methods, abstract methods. Okay. public void m1. So if you provide the body in the, if you provide the, someone put the mute. You provide the body in the, if you provide the concrete method in interface, what will happen?
Abstract methods do not specify a body.
Body.
Yeah. So that means in interfaces we use only abstract methods. So public void m1. By default, remember, by default we are going to use, by default all the methods in interface are abstract methods. So we no need to provide here abstract. So if you provide, if you won't provide the, by default it is abstract methods. Okay, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Please write down. By default it is, by default all the methods in interfaces are abstract methods. So now, as you know, all the methods in interfaces are abstract methods, right? Please respond. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm telling a story here. In childhood, we used to respond, right? If I'm telling a story.
Yes.
Yes.
Please respond, guys. Please, they know, like, and understand. You are following. You are not listening to the music. You are not listening. You are not browsing the face. You are not using the Facebook. Please concentrate.
Okay.
So, how to implement these methods? Basically, in abstract class, how you implement it?
By extending the abstract class?
Yes. So in the case of interfaces, there is a keyword where we can implement, we can get all the characteristics from the interface. Then we should use a class called as employee IMPL. This employee MPL implements, if you want to get the characteristics from the interface, we should use implements keyword. If you want to get the characteristics from the superclass, we should use extend keyword. What error I am getting here?
The type employee IMPL must implement the inherited abstract method employee.m1 method.
So if I provide the M1, what error again you are getting here?
The time employee in IMPL must implement the inherited abstract methods employee EM2.
EM2. So we should provide the implementation for all the methods in the interfaces. If we are implementing a class, we cannot, if you don't want to put, no, listen. An interface has two abstract methods, all the abstract methods, right? So if you are implementing a interface, you have to provide the implementation for all the methods. Okay, clear so far?
Yes.
Yeah. If at all, if you don't want to provide the implementation for the method, I can declare as the class as a
Abstract.
Class.
excellent. I'm not English medium, so that's what spellings are not coming for me. Public abstract class employee IMPL implements employee. So either you have to declare you have to provide the implementation for all the methods in interfaces, or else you have to declare as implementation class as abstract class. Please write on that concept. If you won't implement any method in the implementation class, then that implementation class we should declare as a abstract class in Java. Now I am providing implementation here, so I don't want to declare the methods. I don't want to declare the abstract here. You wrote the concept, right?
Yes.
If we don't provide any implementation for any one of the method in the interface in the implementation class, that implementation class should declare as a abstract class. By default, interface, all the variables in interface are public static final. Both are same. If you put like this also, it will be by default all the variables in the interface are public static final. Okay. Now we'll come back to the points in interfaces. Now we'll try to create the object for interface and we'll see whether we can access the methods or not. Employee test. Employee interface, right? Employee equal to new employee. We are able to create object for that?
Yes. No. Cannot instantiate
Yes or
the
no?
type employee. No.
Why?
Cannot instantiate the type employee.
Yes. We can create object for interface?
No.
Answer is we cannot create object for interfaces. We should not say no. I told already, yes or no answer should not be acceptable. So I have implementation class here. As I told already, abstract classes based on the reference variable, I am going to create it. So let us make it as a reference here. Let us make it as employee as a reference here. Based on the reference, I am going to create new employee IMPL. Clear, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So once we have employee MPL, we can access the method 1. M2. Now if you run the application, employee employee M1, employee employee M2. Clear, right?
Yes.
Yes, right on. There are some steps you need to write down. You guys please use white paper notebook because line notebook, right? Rule notebook is not comfortable to write. Take some diagrams sometimes. Anyway, you guys have to do some comfortable. And also we'll see we have multiple interfaces. Interface employee. Interface customer. I am going to create a method here. Public void cust details. By default, we no need to provide offset here, right? So employee, so customer is interface which has one method called as get cust details, which is offset method. Employee is interface which extends. An interface can extend another interface. Please write down. An interface can extend another interface. A class can implement an interface. An interface can extend another interface.
Can a class can implement two interfaces?
Yeah, we'll come back. Yeah, we can implement. Okay. Now if we go to employee MPL, I should be able to create the implementation for method. See here, the employee MPL must implement the inherited offset method called as customer.getCustomerDetails, because I am not implementing here customer information. Why customer came here? Picture. Anyone tell me? Employee MPL implements only employee class, no customer, right? The type employee MPL must implement the inherited abstract method customer.getCustomerDetails. Can someone tell me why this output error came for me?
Because employee class implements the customer interface.
Employee class extends the customer class. Because
Employee interface implements customer interface.
Not employee class, employee interface. So this is called as getting the characteristics, getting the properties from your parents. So this is called as parent objects. So you are getting this is your parent is employee, employee's parent is customer. So employee got all the characteristics from the customer. So employee has customer characteristics and employee characteristics in even employee implementation, which get all the characteristics from the employee. This is called as inheritance in Java. Okay. So inheritance we can achieve in two ways. One is by using abstract classes, by using interfaces. Clear?
So when to use interfaces and when to use abstract classes?
We'll come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have to provide the implementation here. So an implemented method here. I implemented a method here. Okay. Now if we go to employee test class, employee dot get class details. I'm able to access it. Now run the application. Clear, right, so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, please write down interview question, very important interview question called as, what is the difference between abstract classes and interfaces? Difference between next question. When to use abstract classes, when to use interfaces? Now, Java, what type of inheritance it support?
Multi-level?
Multiple it won't support, right?
No.
Yes. It won't support. Yeah.
Tell me answer.
Java does not support multiple inheritance.
Okay. So, why Java does not support multiple inheritance? Please write a question, one more question. Why Java does not support multiple inheritance? Created a project here called as interface 4, inheritance 4. Inside this project, I copied from my previous project two classes, two interfaces called as
Customer employee.
customer and employee. Okay. So customer is interface, employee is interface. No extension here. Okay, so far clear, right? I have a class here. I'm going to create an abstract class also called as department. I'm going to provide the implementation. I'm going to provide the abstract method. So always a method which has no parameter, no body, that method we can call it as a
Abstract method.
So we should declare it. We should declare it abstract or not?
Yes.
If you won't
Yes,
declare, what
we
will
need to
happen?
declare it abstract. It will show error.
Which error it will show?
Declare the method as abstract.
Because the class is method body is not implemented, right? Now here
Yeah.
there is a get DEPD details in the abstract class department. In employee interface, get employee details. In customer interface, get customer details. I'm going to provide my implementation classes called as applicant. Applicant want characteristics from the class. What is class here? Department. So you should get the extents by using
Extends.
department. You can extend it by using extends keyword, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What is this?
The type applicant must implement the inherited abstract method department.get department details.
So what I have to do?
You have to implement get department details method here.
If I don't want to implement, what will happen?
You have to declare the class as abstract.
Excellent. Same answer you should tell in interview also. That time don't read and tell, okay? Don't carry your notebooks for interview. They will ask which institute came, madam, like this. So here I provide implementation. Sometimes I will provide some, I will do some jokes, okay? Don't take it serious. Because we are learning, we are friends. So this is about implementation here. So I have my my management given Chaitanya can implement one more class called as employee done, customer done, department done. Can anyone suggest class name?
Company?
No. Any other?
Sales.
Client.
Sales.
Sales.
Any other?
Product?
Yeah.
Product.
Product. Product is a abstract class or normal class. Public void get
Product.
details. So this class is product details. This class is product, right? Now what applicant want? Applicant want from product also. So product is a class, right? So multiple inheritance. What multiple inheritance is telling? Class extends, one class extends multiple classes, right? Should not, but I'll try to implement multiple inheritance here. So I am already extending a one class, and also I want to extend one more class called as product. What error is telling here?
Syntax error. Insert class body to complete class declaration.
Okay, what declaration I done? Everything is done, right? So we cannot implement multiple inheritance in Java, but we'll try to see whether we can implement other interfaces or not. Okay? Implements employee, comma, employee.
Customer.
We'll implement only employee.
Okay.
What error I'm getting here?
The type applicant must implement the inherited abstract method employee.getEmployee-details.
Okay. So what is the solution I have to do? If you want to, you can go ahead, or else if you don't want, you can quit. Right? That meaning of that one is.
Yeah.
So what is the meaning of that? If you want, you have to implement the unimplemented methods, or else you can make it as a declarative abstract class. Right?
Abstract class.
Suguna?
Abstract class. Yes.
Yes.
So I am going to implement method here. I don't want to take a risk on this. I am provided the employment details now. So department is feeling, hey applicant, why you not implementing me? What is the problem? What is the mistake I done for you? So then applicant feel unhappy. Oh, sorry, I also want to implement, but my Java is not supporting to implement multiple interfaces, multiple inheritance. But department is telling, no applicant, I am interface, I am not a class. Still, you can implement multiple interface, multiple inheritance by using interfaces. So department said, given a clue to applicant saying like, please implement me also. So applicant is trying to implement by separating the comma.
You have already extended
Department is a class, right? So how a department?
Oh, department is not class. This is
right?
a class.
Yeah, you have to implement employee, I think. Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
Oh,
customer.
Sorry.
Customer and employee.
Yeah.
Yes, customer is telling. So customer I am implementing here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what customer is giving? Applicant giving error?
The type applicant must implement the inherited abstract method customer.getCustomerDetails.
Please read fastly.
The type applicant must implement the inherited abstract method customer.getCustomerDetails.
That means we are able to access the customer details methods, right? That means we are able to access the customer. We are able to implement. We are able to implement interfaces, two interfaces here, right?
Okay.
By I am adding here, add and implement the method.
Methods.
So customer feel happy here. Hey applicant, successfully you access my method. But which is not happy here? Product is not happy. Product is not happy because product is a class. Whereas customer and department both are interfaces.
Employee customer.
Employee and customer.
Yes, employee and customer.
Department is a class.
So here we are achieving the concept called multiple inheritance. What is multiple inheritance? A class, it extends two classes, A, B classes. That is called as multiple inheritance, which doesn't support in Java, whereas multiple interface inheritance is supports in Java. Please write on that concept. Clear, right?
Yes.
Now the answer of the when to use abstract classes, when to use interfaces. Where you want to, please write down the first answer. When to use abstract classes. Where you want to use implementation inheritance, where you want to use implementation inheritance in Java project, that scenarios we should go for abstract classes. When to use interfaces? In a polymorphic behavior, where the end clients wants to only deal with type of the application and does not care about the actual implementation, that scenarios does not care about the actual implementation, that scenario will go for interfaces. Next point. We can achieve multiple interface inheritance. We can achieve multiple, please try out. Java does not support multiple inheritance. Whereas Java does supports multiple interface inheritance. Guys, clear on the answer?
I'm not clear about the answer one. Like where to use abstract methods and where to abstract classes and where to use interfaces. I mean, I understood that in a polymorphic behavior, I mean, where to apply interfaces, but where to use this abstract classes, I didn't get the point.
Basically, in abstract classes we do some default behaviors, and we are forcing to use that behaviors in subclasses. Whereas interfaces we won't do it. We just declare a method, that's it. Right?
Okay.
With a very important interview question is difference between abstract classes interfaces and where to use, when to use. Okay. Abstract classes let you to define some default behavior and force subclasses to provide any specific behavior.
Could you repeat that sentence and provide?
Which one?
Abstract classes let you to decide
any specific behavior. So we'll see what is implementation inheritance and what is interface inheritance. Please make heading called as implementation inheritance. We can extend an existing functionality we can extend an existing functionality by reusing functionality in the parent class. We can extend existing functionality by reusing functionality in the parent class by inheriting all or some of the behaviors or operations already implemented. This is called as implementation inheritance. Make sure subclasses depends only on the behavior of superclasses. Subclasses depends only on the behavior of the superclasses, not on the actual implementation. This is called as implementation inheritance. So I think you already know the concept of interface inheritance, right? No need to tell about it. Okay. That's clear, right?
Yes.
Is it done, right? Everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And you guys clear, right? Inheritance concept and abstract classes interfaces.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important concept. There is a concept called as super keyword.